In the book The Secret of Light by Walter Russell, there are two supreme illusions man in these ages should overcome in order for him to comprehend the secret of light. First is the illusion of the universe itself, and second is the illusion of man himself. You might be familiar of a simulation game called Grand Theft Auto or GTA. I like this kind of game because it is very realistic that I feel like I am really living in a real world. There's a lot of version to it, but take the San Andreas version that I have installed. I will use this as an example to simplify the fact that we are living in a universe of illusion. Although this game is not advisable for the kids for its action content, but this is the best example I can get. Now I would like you to remain objective for the rest of the video. So here in this game, a guy named CJ or Carl Johnson is the main character of the game. He needs to go into a series of missions in order to increase his rank and gain respect from his hood and also in the entire city. But so much for the description. There are two questions I need to address here. First, in CJ's three-dimensional world, is he aware that everything around him, including his body, were made of same thing called pixel or picture elements, which is really just a minute area of illumination on the screen? And then the second question, and this might be hard to catch for most of us, and that is, can he be aware? With our current understanding, we thought that our universe were made of different things, but in reality, it is made of one substance only, which is light. The only reason why we were able to perceive things is because they are vibrating at tremendous speed. Our bodies are made out of that motion. Lower vibrational speed causes us to perceive sound, but if that same sound were condensed to a greater vibrational rate, we will be able to perceive it with our eyes. And if suddenly motion will cease, everything that you know about the universe will disappear, just as this simulation game will disappear when the computer is turned off. All dimensions, such as length, width, depth and volume, time, color, and everything else will cease, for all those dimensions appear only when motion appears. Now to address the second question, observe our character very carefully. In our current understanding, we thought that CJ or Carl Johnson is the body that we see within the game. Now look very closely as I moved him to walk. Can he be aware that he is walking at this moment? Is that body aware in everything that he does and everything surrounding him? To emphasize this further, what I have in my hand is a doll. Watch very carefully as I raise this doll's hand. Is this doll aware that she is raising her hand? Now the quick answer we have is of course not, because this doll has no life in it, and there's no way she can be aware that she is raising her hand. The only person that is aware is the one who is controlling her. In our example, that which what you see as Carl Johnson is his body only. You cannot see Carl Johnson because Carl Johnson is only an idea which is at rest in the still light of mind. Bodies cannot be aware. Bodies do not have consciousness in them because bodies are just motion, wave motion. I mentioned in my earlier video that motion will only respond to other motion. It does not respond to stillness. Bodies cannot know anything, but bodies can sense and record every motion. Otherwise, the still light of mind, which is you, cannot sense anything. but the still light of mind can know everything. Knowing is the power principle of creation. When you realize this fact, you will understand that the body which you think as you is only an illusion. You are just an idea, and that body is the expression of the idea of a man. Idea cannot be created, it can only be simulated through motion of light. What do you think an idea of a man should be? In the whole universe, there is only one being, one person, one self, one soul, one truth, one power. To believe that our body is the self is to fall into the illusion of our senses that cannot sense the whole of effect. It is like facing your car in a mirror, with you looking out in a tainted windshield, into which you cannot see the reflection of yourself. By doing this many times, you will ought to believe that you are the car, because that is the only reflection that you see. And here I am making this video reminding you that you are not the car. You are just the driver that controls the car. That car will rust and will turn useless in time, but it cannot touch you.